restoration. Happy Farland Friday live stream. We are down here in the showroom today. I'm going to be highlighting a few of the fun cars we've got here and then chatting about some of our projects as well. So thanks for joining me today. We'll start off with this guy here. Our friend, the 1986 Porsche 911 Carrera. This one is for sale over on the site, over at farlandcars.com. You can see that original Guards red paint, as well as the phone dial wheels, a little different on the 911s here. That was the standard option throughout the 1980s. Many did option for the Fuchs style wheels though, so. Take a peek inside here. Of course, you got the Porsche floor mats. Lots of originality through here. And of course, our lovely friend, the car phone. Some minor modifications on this one. You can see we've got those perforated seat inserts, kind of the red color. Those do go all throughout as well as through the back seats. Nice solid door close for us. The 1986 Porsche 911. Move over to the 280 SL down here in the showroom. This one was restored about 10 years ago. Came in as part of a trio. It's staying down here while we make some room over in the shop, but then I believe we'll be doing a bit of paint work to this top here. You can see that it's kind of spotty and it's not quite an orange peel, but definitely some marks through there, so we can definitely clean that up. Try and get it a little closer to this much cleaner paint down below. So that is the plan with the 280 there. I believe that one is from 1971, one of the last years of the W113 body style. From there, we'll go from blue to orange, celebrating our Denver Broncos with the Alfa Romeo Montreal Italian V8. That unique orange color actually wasn't too unique on the Montreals. Throughout the announcement of this car, a lot of the press photos did feature the car in this orange color. There was also a metallic orange offered, which is definitely a very cool look as well. This one is also available for sale over on the site, farlandcars.com. You can see we've got all sorts of books there as we're doing our research on this one. Try and get you a good shot of that dashboard. And then the seats were redone previously, but it is a factory style material. You can see that cloth in there. Kind of unique for an Italian V8 of the era. The Alfa Romeo Montreal. This one was actually a competitor to the earlier Porsche 911 stuff, as well as the Jaguar E-Type. But being this one was just a bit more costly from new, they did not sell quite as well. And of course, Italian V8 can be a bit of an undertaking. Beside that one is the 2017 Porsche Macan GTS in that paint to sample Viper green. Our team has looked through and we believe that this is maybe one of two, maybe three that were originally optioned in this color in 2017. So definitely a very unique spec on this one. One owner here in Colorado. If you'd like to learn more about this one, we did put up a recent video here on YouTube highlighting all the uniqueness of this Viper here. The Porsche Viper, not the Dodge. From there, we'll move into one that recently sold, the Ferrari 575 Maranello, in this very unique color called Ingrid Grigio, or Grigio Ingrid. It was originally named after the actress Ingrid Bergman when Ferrari designed a special car for her that I believe was based on the 375, 275, one of those cars. Built a one-off car for Ingrid Bergman in this particular color. Unfortunately, she would pass away and was never able to actually receive the car, but to this day it is still known as the Ingrid Bergman Ferrari. And the color has stuck around. Take a peek in here. This one has that F1 transmission. If you've been watching our socials, you'll know that we also had that 550 in Rosso Corsa. That one is the 6-speed. A little earlier, the 550, but very similar to these 575s. This one is one of my favorites here in the showroom, definitely. Getting ready to send that one out here in the next week or so. So over here, we've got our European wall, right? Porsche, Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, Porsche, Ferrari, Maserati, and a Ferrari. This one is the 1970, 71 Maserati Ghibli, also available over on the site at farlandcars.com. We also wrote a blog piece on this one a few months back, talking about the ruby reds that we had here in the showroom. We had this one, and then that lovely Ferrari 365 GTC4, which was in a very similar color. This one was repainted previously, but definitely a cool look here. Another great Italian V8 for us. So which one would you go with? Maserati Ghibli, or our friend all the way over, the Alfa Romeo? Let us know down below. This one here is our Ferrari 330 GT 2+2. I believe it is a Series 2. I may be wrong there. The difference is one of the series has 2 headlights, and I believe the Series 2 has the single headlight. Largely considered to be a prettier design, this single headlight here. This one is getting ready to go up for auction over on a pretty well-known auction site, so keep an eye out for this one. We were doing some detailing, some cleanup, as well as some documentation on this one, doing compression tests and that kind of stuff, just making sure this Italian stallion is ready for the next caretaker. This is one of my favorite aspects of this car, is the very, very cool blue interior all throughout. Not something you typically associate with a big V12 Ferrari. And we'll also do a quick little hop in here, wanting to show off the owner of this car. His son actually works with 3D printing, so he went through and actually 3D printed these new switchgear, just based off gauges and measurements, but they turned out absolutely excellent. This one we still have to remove, and we'll replace that one, but very cool to see that kind of stuff going on. You know, 3D printing, that kind of thing, can help keep these more minute parts alive and help keep these great big V12s in service for all of us. That nice solid Italian door close for us. The 330 by Pininfarina. Beside that one is one that we helped introduce 2 of our clients. This had been a driver, this 1958 Porsche 356A. It had previously seen an engine replacement. That is a later engine out of a Porsche 912. Kind of common for the mid-70s to see that kind of stuff going on, right? These were 20-year-old cars. They were just used as cars. And, you know, a Porsche 912, nobody's gonna really miss if it's not quite a numbers matching car anymore. So this one's become a great driver, and between our 2 clients, one had driven this on, I believe, the Colorado Grand, and this new owner is just getting ready to put some miles on this classic. So we'll be sending this one out as well here in the next few weeks. Kind of a rarity on these is this, how want to call it a butterfly window, but it's not. It's on the exterior of the car, and our owner, Jack Farland, was letting me know that that was a very rare option back in the day. Right? Later Porsches would have that butterfly window design, let you open up. I may be wrong there. I don't know if they open up. Looking at that 80s Carrera, I believe that statement was wrong. Anyways, definitely a cool look on this 356. Get you some air in there and that nice red interior. Very great place to be. All right, finishing out our wall of Europeans. We have one more Italian and our big German there. This one here is the Maserati Mistral from 1967, 68, right in there. This is the last of the inline six Maserati had originally built for Grand Prix racing throughout the late 1950s. So this is kind of the last iteration of that design. It does feature twin sparks, so you've got 12 spark plugs tucked away down in there, but definitely a unique shape, one you don't see very often. Lots of people that come in often see a lot of Jensen Interceptor in this rear end, that sloping design, a small window. I could see it, definitely. Our metal master likes to call it a Italian Corvette, which I could also see. That one will be going up on the site soon. Just some detailing and a little more minimal work on that one, maybe some suspension work. This one here is another 2017, the Mercedes-Benz S600 with the big V12 bi-turbo engine. Mercedes nomenclature can be a little muddled from time to time, but this model would be the top of the line model before you get into the Maybach. So a Maybach is a stretched example of this, the S600, but the S600 is a stretched example of the 500. So definitely a lot to know with this one. So got that cool blue lighting. Of course, I'm always talking up the perfume system. I believe that is right here. Set your little perfumerizer right in there. And you can get all sorts of smells going on in here. I'll have to check into what smells Mercedes-Benz offers. Another solid door close there. So now that we've been through all of the Europeans here in the shop, we are going to finish out today by focusing on two classic Americans here in the showroom. One is a bigger restoration that has taken us quite a few years, and the other was the big dog of its day. So I think we'll get started here. This is the 1952 Hudson Hornet restoration done here in-house at Farland Classic Restoration. This restoration did take about 4 years. You can read more about this car over on our blog. We really dig into what actually went into restoring this fantastic classic. We'll also get some shots from up front here. But it will be hanging around the showroom for the next few months while we let these heavy-duty door sills, or the door stripping. All that stripping needs to set, keeping all these doors closed and making sure it all sits and seals. So definitely some very 1950s switchgear here in the Hudson. Nice clock for you there. Big comfortable chrome wheel. Of course you've got Hudson radio, your original AC. It says weather control system there. And then the rest of your switchgear. This is one we've actually put in some extra seat belts. You can see there's 3 belts here, and I believe we've tucked 4 into the back. This was a big family of 7 who owns this car, and they will be having a family reunion to reintroduce the car to the family. So they'll get the whole family out here in Denver. We'll be happy to drive the car out to go see them, and then they will load everybody up and get some family photos in the fabulous 1952 Hudson Hornet. Again, if you want to learn more about this one, go check out our blog called the Farland Finish on the 1952 Hudson Hornet. And last but not least, the 1991 Corvette ZR1. At the time, during development, this car was internally referred to as the King of the Hill Corvette. Not because of the popular 90s television show, but at the time, this was the most powerful and fastest Corvette ever produced. This was one of the last years of the C4 design. You can see that that hood is not quite closed. I've left that open. That's going to be one we're addressing. This one still needs to go through a detail, but Jack recently found this one down in the East Coast. It spoke to him, so he brought this one into the shop here. We'll be doing some detailing, point-by-point inspection, and making sure this C4 is ready to rock. One unique one about this Corvette, check out this door sill. Try not to bang the door on the Hudson there. This door sill sits so low, it's very Ferrari, Lamborghini, Italian. I find this one's pretty darn tough to get into, but you know, that's just part of the charm, this classic 90s style. We'll also take a peek through here, all this wild early 1990s switchgear. You can see our security light flash in there, and then some digital dash there. This is where all your warning lights, everything like that would show up. Any issues, anything like that in the car. The lovely radio, and this one tucked away. Your power mode. The Hellcats do this kind of stuff now where you can have normal power or full power, but back in the day you would just set the key in there, turn it to full power, and you are ready to rock. Very cool 6-speed with the lockout reverse. Lift that one to get into reverse. And then even some seat adjustments. A little bit of everything, and some, I believe that one's ride control. You got tour, sport, and performance. So, aside from that, this one does have another color matched top. This one in here now is a clear black top. Definitely a cool look, but was a rare option to end up with both the color matched hardtop and the polyurethane. I'm not sure what that one's made of, but that see-through top as well. And then I think I will finish out here with the ZR1, highlighting my favorite aspect of this car, the salad shooter wheels. For many, this design has become quite popular, especially in the modification realm, that kind of stuff. But I think it looks absolutely best on this classic. The 1991 Corvette ZR1, 52 Hudson Hornet, 2017 Mercedes-Benz S600, 1967 Maserati Mistral, 1958 Porsche 356A, I was doing so well. The 330 GT 2+2, the 1970 Maserati Ghibli, the Ferrari 575, our Porsche Macan GTS, the lovely Alfa Romeo Montreal, the 280 SL, and we'll round it all back to our 1986 Porsche 911 Carrera. That's going to do it for us today here at Farland. Thanks for stopping by, hanging around with me for a little bit. We'll see you next week over in the shop.